Politics. The most boring setup you could have in a movie. You can't sell it like you would with, say, action or romance, because most people don't really find it that interesting, or they just generally don't care about it. But Dune, a sci-fi movie that's heavily focused in politics, became one of the best movies to come out in 2021. It unexpectedly received many positive reviews after its release. It was such a grand success that people started flocking to the original book to read what was not included in the movie. And that by itself says a lot. I just recently watched it myself to see if the hype was actually real or not. And I can say with certainty that I was hooked and invested on what Dune had to offer. Before we continue, clarifications. I haven't read any of the books. I went into Dune with only the trailers to go by, so I can't say any pros or cons involving the original source material. But what I can say is my genuine thoughts on the movie and the experience I had while watching. With that out of the way, let's talk about the things that made Dune stand out. First, the focus on politics. Like I said before, politics in movies, TV shows, or in any entertainment media really, most of the time never really works. But Dune somehow manages to engross the viewers with its political focus while also investing us on what's going on because of said politics. And they do that without making it feel too forced. And this all works because they were able to integrate their political focus into information that would lead to world building. It makes it unique because not only are you getting exposition on the kind of world that Dune takes place in and how it functions, but you're also getting to see the history and culture of each race and clan on their world, while also getting a taste for the kind of political struggle that's currently happening. Dune does this without being overbearing on any of the information they tell us, and they also not overload us on useless information, which is fantastic, because that means more time for the movie to move along in a healthy pace without dragging on for no necessary reasons. It gives you a sense of curiosity and hunger for knowing as to why everything is the way it is. It doesn't bore you with idle chatter. Almost every conversation the characters take part in has a meaning. It ties every aspect of the story's plot and the lore of the world into a nice, enjoyable experience. From there really, everything else is just the icing on the cake, like the sci-fi part of the movie, which, by the way, Dune probably has one of the coolest takes on science fiction that I've ever seen, which is a very tall claim, but let me explain. Of course, in science fiction, you'll have the standard stuff, like spaceships, big or small, aliens, human-like or otherwise, futuristic buildings, tools, weapons, furniture, etc., etc. Oh, and also, futuristic concepts, can't forget about that. Basically, ideas like time traveling, futuristic ideas and concepts. Literally every science fiction media to have come out will have featured at least one of the things I just mentioned, and Dune is no exception to this. But Dune features a unique form of sci-fi. One of my favorite sci-fi aspects of Dune are these transparent cloak-like shields that they have around their body, that basically protects the user by completely stopping any fast-moving projectiles that try to pierce it. But it has a weakness, which is that it can be pierced by slower-moving objects like swords and daggers. To me, that's pretty cool. And that's only one of the several things I found super unique and interesting about Dune's sci-fi. It makes not only the world, but also the narrative and lore of Dune to be more alive and colorful. It's really refreshing when you find a hidden gem like this out of nowhere. Until just recently, I've never heard of Dune, and suddenly my mind is filled with it. I was absolutely blown away by it. Everyone who worked on Dune, they did such a fantastic job with it. I'm sure those who have watched it can relate to this, and also, I am stoked that part 2 of Dune will be coming out soon. If they do it right, it could be the birth of another legendary sci-fi series, and I hope they deliver, because I'm all strapped in and ready for the ride. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to keep it as spoiler free as much as I can and as concise and direct to the point as possible. So, if you enjoyed it, consider liking the video and subscribe to my channel so that I can keep making more stuff like this. See you next time!